You have a wife in Memphis, I screamed, waving the phone at my husband Roberto's face. At 6:15 a.m., I heard my husband stirring. Already awake, I was sitting in the dark living room. I was there for over an hour. He came downstairs looking for coffee. He stopped when he saw me. He was, "Alicia, what are you?" he said, looking confused when he saw me holding his phone. Then he saw my face, and the color drained from his. "Don't you dare lie to me. I read the messages. I called Christine," I shouted. His eyes went wide with pure terror. "You called. When did you?" "At 2 a.m. when she texted you, 'Miss you, baby.'" He sat up fast, panic replacing sleep. "Alicia, it's not what you think. Let me explain," he said as he tried to grab the phone from my hands. "Explain what? That you've been married to her for 3 years?" My voice cracked with rage and heartbreak. His hands gripped the sheets, his jaw working but producing nothing. It started as a mistake, and then I couldn't. "Get out of my house!" "Alicia, please, after 25 years. Get out right now!" He grabbed his keys and ran. But what Roberto didn't know was that Christine was just the beginning. If you've ever had that gut feeling that something was horribly wrong, hit that subscribe button right now, because what I discovered next will shock you. But first, let me ask you this. If you found out your spouse had a secret family, would you confront them immediately or investigate further? Drop your answer in the comments. Let me tell you how we got here. My name is Alicia Carey. I'm 52 years old. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've been married to Roberto Kemp for 25 years. We have 3 children together. Jennifer is 23. Michael is 20. Rebecca is 17. Jennifer has a baby, our only grandchild. I thought I had a good marriage. I thought I knew my husband. I was wrong about everything. It was 2 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. I woke up needing to use the bathroom. That's when I saw Roberto's phone light up on the nightstand. A text notification glowed in the dark. It was from a woman's name I'd never seen before, Christine. After 25 years of marriage, I'd never checked his phone. I'd never had a reason to. But something in my gut, that quiet, screaming instinct, told me to look. I picked up his phone with shaking hands. I unlocked it. I knew his passcode. He'd always said he had nothing to hide. The message preview made my heart stop. "Miss you, baby? Still awake? I wish you were here." It was too intimate, too familiar, too wrong. My hands were already trembling as I opened the full conversation. What I found made me physically nauseous. There were weeks of messages. I scrolled back months. I saw late-night timestamps, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. While I slept beside him, he was texting her. I saw pet names. "Baby," "My love," "Can't wait to come home to you." There were photos of him at restaurants I'd never been to. Selfies with a beautiful woman I'd never seen. He was smiling in ways I hadn't seen him smile with me in years. "I saw plans for next Friday when you're back." Then I saw it. "See you in Memphis this weekend." Memphis. His monthly business trips. He went every other week for the past 3 years. The important client he could never discuss. The late nights, the distance, the secrets. It all clicked into horrible, crystal clear focus. I kept scrolling. I could barely breathe. Then I saw a message that stopped my heart. "Roberto Jr. asked about you today. Said he misses his daddy." Roberto Jr. He had a child with this woman. I looked at Roberto sleeping peacefully beside me. He was completely unaware his double life was about to explode. I couldn't wake him yet. He'd just lie. He'd manipulate. He'd gaslight. I needed the truth first. I screenshot the most damning messages. I forwarded them to my own email. I copied Christine's phone number. Then I slipped into the bathroom and closed the door. My finger hovered over the call button. It was 2:47 a.m., but I didn't care. I pressed the dial. 3 rings felt like 3 hours. "Hello?" A woman's voice answered. It was thick with sleep and confusion. "Is this Christine?" "Yes." "Who is this? Do you know what time it is?" My voice came out steadier than I felt. "My name is Alicia. I need to talk to you about Roberto Kemp." There was a long pause. "Roberto, why are you calling me about my husband in the middle of the night?" The word husband hit me like a physical blow. "What did you just say?" Her voice sharpened with confusion and alarm. I said to my husband, "Who are you? What's going on?" I gripped the bathroom sink. "I'm Alicia Kemp. I've been married to Roberto Kemp for 25 years. The sound Christine made wasn't quite a gasp. It wasn't quite a scream. No, that's not possible. We got married 3 years ago. I'm looking at our wedding photo from 2000 right now," I said. My voice was shaking but determined. "I'm also looking at the messages between you and my husband on his phone while he sleeps in our bed." There was silence. Then she said, "Send me proof, right now." I sent her our wedding photo. I sent photos of Roberto with our kids, our 1 grandchild. She sent me her wedding certificate. Roberto Kemp married to Christine Barker 3 years ago, Memphis, Tennessee. We stayed on that call for the next hour. We were both sitting in our separate bathrooms in different states. We were both married to the same man. We compared our lives like detectives solving a crime. She told me everything. She met him 4 years ago at a conference. It was a whirlwind romance. He said he was divorced. He said his ex-wife was difficult. He said he preferred not to talk about the past. They married within a year. They have a son together, Roberto Jr. He just turned 2. Roberto spends about 2 weeks a month with her in Memphis. He tells her he has to travel for his home office work. That home office? My house. With me. "I'm so sorry," she kept saying. I had no idea. "Neither did I told her. "This isn't your fault. It's his." We compared dates, events, lies. Every detail matched up in the worst possible way. 2 complete lives, 2 complete families. 1 master manipulator orchestrated it all. 2 wives in 2 states, and Roberto had no idea we'd just found each other. But what I discovered next made 2 wives become 3. After I hung up with Christine at 4:30 a.m., I had just over an hour before Roberto usually woke up. I was shaking with rage, with heartbreak, with shock. But I made a decision. I'd only confront him about Christine. If there was more to uncover, I didn't want him knowing I was digging. At 6:15 a.m., I heard him stirring. I was sitting in the dark living room. I was there for over an hour. He came downstairs looking for coffee. He stopped when he saw me. "Alicia, why are you up so early? Are you okay?" I held up his phone. "Who is Christine?" His face went completely white. "What? I don't know what—" "You have a wife in Memphis. At 2 a.m., a woman named Christine texted you. She called you baby. She said she missed you." He reached for the phone instinctively. I pulled it back. "I read the messages, Roberto. All of them. Memphis, the restaurants, the photos. Roberto Jr." That's when he knew there was no talking his way out. But he tried anyway. "It's not what it looks like. You're reading into innocent texts. Why were you going through my phone?" When nothing worked, he tried partial truth. "Okay, yes, I had an affair. But she's lying if she said we're married." "I called her, Roberto." My scream shocked both of us. "I spoke to your wife, your 3-year wife, the mother of your son." He collapsed onto the couch. All the colour drained from his face. Alicia, please, I can explain. Explain what? That while I was celebrating our 22nd anniversary, you were getting married to someone else? He tried to speak. No words came. Get out of my house. Alicia. Get out! He grabbed his keys with shaking hands. We'll talk when you've calmed down. We'll talk through lawyers. Get out! He left. He didn't even grab clothes. He just ran. The second his car disappeared down the street, I went back to the bathroom. I started looking for what I knew had to be there. More secrets, more lies, more wives. I went back through Roberto's phone with fresh eyes. Now I know what to look for. Christine had said he took business trips from Memphis too. 1 week a month to Birmingham, Alabama. I pulled up our joint credit card statements on my laptop. I started searching for Birmingham charges. There they were, dozens of them over the past 18 months. Restaurants, grocery stores, a jewelry store. They were all clustered around the same address. I cross-referenced with Roberto's phone location history. He'd been to that address at least 20 times. I searched the address online. It was a residential apartment complex. Who lived there? I went through his call logs methodically. I was looking for Birmingham area codes. I found one number that appeared constantly. Multiple calls per week, sometimes daily. I searched for the number online. It was connected to a Facebook profile. A young woman with dark curls and a bright smile. Jasmine Williams. Location: Birmingham, Alabama. Age: 28. Relationship status: married. My stomach dropped. I scrolled through her public posts. There were photos of her apartment. It was the same address from the credit card charges. There were posts about my husband with heart emojis. Her most recent post was from yesterday at 3 p.m. 2 more days until he's home. Missing my man. It was posted 2 days ago. Roberto told me he'd be in Memphis this week. He told Christine he'd be with me, but he was scheduled to go to Birmingham. It was 7:30 a.m. now. Roberto had been gone for about an hour. I needed to know. I had to know how deep this went. I dialed Jasmine's number with trembling hands. She answered on the 3rd ring. Her voice was bright. Hello? Is this Jasmine Williams? Yes, who's calling? I took a breath. My name is Alicia Kemp. I need to ask you something. Are you in a relationship with Roberto Kemp? There was a pause. Who is this? Why are you asking about my husband? There it was. Husband. When did you get married? I'm sorry, who are you? Her voice was getting suspicious. I'm Roberto Kemp's wife. I've been married to him for 25 years. She gave a nervous laugh. That's impossible. We got married 6 months ago. I don't know what kind of... I'm going to send you some photos. Please look at them. I sent our wedding photo, recent family pictures with Roberto. I heard her sharp intake of breath. That's my husband. But you're lying. You have to be... Jasmine, I wish I were. I found out 5 hours ago that Roberto has another wife in Memphis. Her name is Christine. They've been married 3 years and have a 2-year-old son. Complete silence. Then, this is insane. This can't be real. I need you to send me your marriage certificate, please. A minute later, my phone buzzed. Marriage certificate. Roberto Kemp married to Jasmine Williams 6 months ago. Birmingham, Alabama courthouse. I felt like I was falling. Jasmine, I'm so sorry, but we need to talk. Is there anyone who can come with you right now? I called Christine back. I added Jasmine to the call. The 3 of us sat in stunned silence for a moment. Then Jasmine started crying. I'm pregnant, she sobbed. 3 months. We were so happy when we found out. Christine's voice cracked. I have his 2-year-old son, Jasmine. Roberto Jr. He has other children? Jasmine's voice was barely a whisper. 3 children with me, I said quietly. My oldest is 23 and has a baby, Roberto's grandchild. My youngest is 17. The weight of it crushed all of us. 3 women, 3 marriages, 3 families, children and pregnancies, all orchestrated by one man. How many wives does he have? Jasmine whispered. I think it's just us 3, I said. But I wouldn't have believed there were 2 until this morning, so who knows? We talked for the next 45 minutes. We compared every detail of our lives, different stories about his past, all contradictory lies, different emergencies that required travel, different career details. He told me he was an only child. He told Christine he had 2 brothers. He told Jasmine his parents were dead. All lies. Everything was lies. What do we do? Jasmine asked. Her voice was small and scared. We take him down, Christine said. Her voice was hard. Legally, financially, every way we can. But how? Jasmine asked. I'd been thinking about this since I kicked Roberto out. He doesn't know we're working together. He thinks I only know about Christine. So we have the element of surprise, Christine said. Exactly. We use this week to gather every piece of evidence, then we strike together. I'm scared, Jasmine admitted. Me too, I said. But we're not alone anymore. We have each other. We exchanged email addresses. We set up a private group chat. We agreed to document everything. We'd meet virtually every day to coordinate, and in 1 week, next Tuesday, we'd execute our plan. Roberto had no idea what was coming. 3 wives. 1 week to build an airtight case. 1 coordinated takedown. What would you do? Comment below, because what we uncovered during that week was absolutely devastating. And if you want to see how we destroyed him, hit that subscribe button right now. Roberto called me 47 times that first day. I didn't answer. He left voicemails. The first one was apologetic. I made a terrible mistake. Then he tried bargaining. I'll end it with Christine. We can fix this. Then he got angry. You're overreacting, ruining 25 years over a mistake. Finally, he was desperate. Please, Alicia, I love you. I'll do anything. I didn't respond to any of them. He texted Christine constantly too. She played along. She acted hurt, confused, willing to talk things through. She made him think there was a chance to salvage that relationship. Meanwhile, the 3 of us were on video calls. We were planning, strategizing, gathering evidence. On day 1, Christine searched their Memphis home top to bottom. She found a locked drawer in his home office. She broke it open. Inside was a second phone she'd never seen. She couldn't unlock it, but she photographed it as evidence. There were business cards for companies that didn't exist when she Googled them. There was a deed to a storage unit she didn't know about. On day 2, she went to that storage unit. Inside were boxes of financial documents, bank statements for accounts she'd never heard of, a 3rd laptop, files and files of records going back years. She photographed everything. On day 3, Jasmine tore through their Birmingham apartment. She found a hidden safe in the back of their closet. Roberto had given her the combination once, in case of emergency. Inside was cash, multiple passports, USB drives. She copied everything on the drives, financial spreadsheets tracking 3 separate households, scanned documents, marriage certificates, birth certificates. The man had built an entire archive of his double life. I spent days 3 and 4 going through our 25 years, every joint tax return. He'd been filing separately in other states simultaneously. Every life insurance policy. He had 3 different beneficiaries, every bank account. I found transfers to accounts I'd never heard of, property records showing he'd claimed homestead exemptions in 3 states. I also hired a private investigator. I gave them everything we'd found. Within 48 hours, they came back with more. An LLC in his name used to move money between states. Shell companies hiding income. Evidence of him collecting mail at 3 different addresses. Cell phone tower records showing his real locations versus what he told us. Credit card charges that revealed even more lies. We compiled it all in a shared encrypted folder. Hundreds of documents. Thousands of pieces of evidence. The picture that emerged was terrifying. This wasn't just bigamy. This was organized, sophisticated fraud spanning years. On day 5, we each consulted lawyers. I met with a divorce attorney in Charlotte. She listened to the story with her mouth literally hanging open. In 30 years of practice, I've never seen anything like this. Christine's attorney in Memphis said the same thing. Jasmine's lawyer in Birmingham was speechless, but they all said the same thing. This is federal. He's going to prison. We asked if our attorneys could coordinate. They agreed. By day 6, we had a conference call. 3 of us, 3 divorce attorneys, plus a criminal attorney specializing in fraud. The criminal attorney laid out the charges. Bigamy across state lines. Federal crime, up to 5 years. Marriage fraud. Federal crime, up to 5 years. Tax fraud. Multiple counts. 3 to 5 years each. Wire fraud. Using interstate communication for fraud. Up to 20 years. Insurance fraud. Up to 10 years. Bank fraud. Up to 30 years. Conservatively, he's looking at 15 to 20 years if convicted on all counts, she said. What do we need for conviction? Christine asked. What you've already gathered is honestly overkill. This is one of the strongest cases I've ever seen. We planned a coordinated confrontation. Tuesday, 7 a.m. Central Time. Christine would confront Roberto in Memphis. She'd record everything. Tennessee is a one-party consent state. Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I'd serve divorce papers when he returned home. Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central Time. Police would arrest Roberto in Birmingham, where Jasmine had filed a report. He'll try to run, the criminal attorney warned. That's why we're hitting him from 3 sides at once, I said. By the time he realizes what's happening, it'll be too late. Monday night. Day 7, tomorrow, was Judgment Day. The 3 of us had one final video call. We went over every detail one last time. Christine had agreed to let Roberto come to the Memphis house Tuesday morning. He thought they were going to talk things through. He had no idea she'd be recording with lawyers listening in. I'd be waiting at home with my attorney and divorce papers. Roberto thought he was coming to beg forgiveness. He had no idea legal papers would be waiting. Jasmine had the hardest job, acting normal while knowing he'd be arrested at her apartment that evening. Are you sure you can do this? I asked her. She nodded. Her hand was on her small baby bump. For my daughter. I want her to know her mother fought back. We reviewed our safety plans. Christine's parents, Robert and Linda Barker, would be nearby in case Roberto became violent. Jasmine's brother Tyler would be at her apartment. My oldest daughter Jennifer was coming to stay with me, though I still hadn't told her why. After tomorrow, our lives will never be the same, Christine said. They're already not the same, Jasmine replied. Tomorrow we just stop pretending. After we hung up, I walked through the house one last time. 25 years of memories in every room. Photos of birthdays, anniversaries, holidays. How much of it had been real? How much has been performance? I'd packed all his belongings into boxes. I'd changed the locks that afternoon. Tomorrow, Roberto Kemp will lose everything. And 3 women he'd underestimated would be the reason why. I barely slept that night. But for the first time in days, I felt powerful, not victimized, ready for war. If you think what we'd done so far was intense, just wait until you see what happened on Judgment Day. Subscribe now because you don't want to miss this. Have you ever had to plan something this big while keeping it completely secret? Let me know in the comments how you would have handled it, because Tuesday was about to change all of our lives forever. Tuesday, 6:55 a.m. Central Time. My phone buzzed. It was Christine's text. He just pulled up. Recording starts now. Lawyers are listening in. She called me too. She left me on the line, hidden. I heard the door open. Roberto, come in. We need to talk. Christine, baby, thank you for giving me a chance to explain. Sit down. Her voice was ice cold. Baby, I know I hurt you, but I love you and Roberto Jr. so much. Stop talking. Silence. I know about Jasmine. I heard something crash. He'd knocked something over jumping up. What? Who? I don't... Jasmine Williams, Birmingham, Alabama? Your wife of 6 months. Your pregnant wife. The sound he made was inhuman. How did you... Who told you? Alicia and I have been talking. For a week. We know everything. You talked to Alicia. When did... The night she found the texts. The night she called me at 2 a.m. We've been working together ever since. His breathing was ragged, panicked. The three of us, Roberto, all three of your wives, gathering evidence, building a federal case. Federal? Christine, this is insane. You married 3 women. You're committing fraud in 3 states. You have multiple families you're supporting with fraudulent financial schemes. I can explain. Our lawyers have everything. Bank records, tax returns, property deeds, everything. Lawyers? Christine, please. I'm filing for divorce today. Full custody of Roberto Jr., maximum child support. You can't do this. And I'm pressing criminal charges, bigamy, fraud, all of it. He tried everything. Threats, bargaining, tears. Christine didn't budge. Finally, I need to leave. I need to talk to Alicia. She's waiting for you, but it won't go how you think. I heard him leave. Christine texted me. He's on the way to you. He's panicking. Be careful. I texted back. I'm ready. It was 1:55 p.m. Eastern Time. I sat in the living room. My attorney Patricia Hendricks was on one side. My daughter Jennifer was on the other side. I'd finally told her everything that morning. She was devastated, furious, but here to support me. We heard Roberto's car in the driveway. He practically ran to the door. He burst in and froze. He saw me, saw the lawyer, saw Jennifer's tear-stained, angry face, saw the papers spread across the coffee table. Alicia, I can explain everything? Sit down. Something in my voice made him obey. He sat. Alicia, whatever Christine told you. I held up my hand. I know about Christine. I've known for a week. His face went white. I know about Jasmine. I've known for a week. He looked like he might vomit. I know about shell companies, the hidden accounts, the fraudulent tax returns, the fake businesses. How did you... Patricia slid the divorce petition across the table. These papers are being filed today, simultaneously in Tennessee with Christine's. Alicia, please, we can work through this. I'm getting the house. Half of everything, including what you tried to hide, and my portion of your retirement. Jennifer spoke up. Her voice was shaking with anger. Do you have any idea what you've done to this family? To me, Michael, and Rebecca? We have a 2-year-old brother we've never met. Roberto's eyes filled with tears. Sweetheart, Don't call me that. You don't get to call me that. Patricia spoke. Mr. Kemp, I strongly advise you to retain counsel immediately. The criminal charges are extensive. Criminal charges? His voice broke. I leaned forward. Federal charges, Roberto. Bigamy across state lines, marriage fraud, tax fraud, wire fraud, insurance fraud, bank fraud. You're really doing this? After 25 years? My voice was steady, calm, final. You did this when you married Christine, when you married Jasmine, when you created 3 separate lives and lied to everyone who loved you. The kids. Think about our kids. I am thinking about them. I'm thinking about the trauma you've caused, the lies, the betrayal, the siblings they have that they've never met. His phone rang. Birmingham area code. His hand shook, reaching for it. Answer it, I said. He did. Mr. Kemp, this is Detective Maria Rodriguez with Birmingham PD. We need you to come to the station immediately regarding charges of bigamy and fraud. I watched the last bit of colour drain from his face. I watched 25 years of lies catch up to him all at once. That's my cue to leave, he said weakly. No, Patricia said. You need to go to Birmingham. There's a warrant. He looked at me one last time. I looked back with zero sympathy. He left. By 6 p.m. he was in handcuffs. Roberto was arrested in Birmingham that evening. Jasmine had filed a detailed police report with all our evidence. He spent 3 days in jail before making bail. But it didn't matter. His life was already destroyed. The media picked it up within 48 hours. Businessmen maintained 3 families across 3 states. It went viral. My children, Jennifer, Michael, and Rebecca, were devastated, humiliated, furious with their father, confused about their half-siblings they'd never met. Jennifer's baby, Roberto's only grandchild at the time, would grow up knowing the truth. But we got through it together. The legal process took 6 months, 3 simultaneous divorce proceedings, a federal criminal trial that made national headlines. Roberto tried to plea bargain. Prosecutors refused. Our evidence was too strong. He was convicted on multiple counts. He was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison. He was ordered to pay restitution. Child support to both Christine and Jasmine. He lost his business, his reputation, everything. But here's what he didn't destroy. Us. Christine, Jasmine, and I became real friends. Sisters bonded by shared trauma and survival. We talk almost every day. Jasmine's baby girl, Olivia, was born healthy and perfect. Christine, Jennifer, and I were all at the hospital. Roberto wasn't there. He was in prison. We've supported each other through therapy, through healing, through rebuilding. Last month, we finally met in person for the first time. Nashville, exactly halfway between all 3 cities. We spent a weekend together, laughing about things that once made us cry, making plans for futures we're building together. We're even starting a business, a consulting firm helping women identify financial red flags, teaching them to protect themselves, using our nightmare to help others. I'm 52 years old. After 25 years of marriage, I'm starting completely over. And you know what? I've never felt stronger, never felt more myself, never felt more free. That 2 text message destroyed the life I thought I had, but it gave me back the life I was meant to live, with 2 unexpected sisters by my side, and a future that's finally, honestly mine. Sometimes the worst betrayal cracks you open just enough to let the light in. I lost a husband, but I found 2 sisters, and I finally found myself. If this story moved you, please hit that like button and subscribe. Do you think Roberto deserved more time in prison, or was 5 years enough? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're going through something similar, you are not alone. Thank you for listening.